Okay, Jasmine. So my very first question is, how have you been? And give me like the realest answer you can.
I would say lately I've kind of been going through it just a tad bit. I did just recently get out of relationships. I've been trying to do my best with that. So far it's been doing great. I have been drinking just a little bit more, but I'm kind of getting back into my normal routine now. So yeah, struggling just a little bit lately, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
thank you for the honesty. Thank you for not just saying like good, because I feel like a lot of people nowadays they just say
They're just
good
like,
and
I'm good. And it's like,
they
you're
because
not.
that's what people want to hear, I guess. But thank you for the honesty. So, I'd love to talk about, what you're going through, and you mentioned that you got out of a toxic relationship. I'd love to talk about that.
Yeah, I did. I was in this relationship for 4 years.
Hmm.
We met each other in high school. So he was a good friend of mine before all of this happened,
Hmm.
which is sad. Um, but yeah, I just recently got out of it. We've been on and off for a while. So it was just about time.
Do you want to talk about the reasons why it ended?
Yeah, sure. I feel like it was just a tad abusive on both parts
On
and
your
a
part as well?
toxic. Um, I would say yeah. I mean, I would get a bit angry with him, and I kind of got tired of like repeating myself with him, and then obviously when he started putting hands on me, that's when my fight mode kicks in. So yeah, I'm not gonna say that I was innocent in this at all. No, I wasn't. There was cheating on both of our parts.
Really? Wow.
He cheated first, so I took
Okay.
that as okay, you want to do this, I'm gonna cheat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And obviously that did not end well. It turned into a game
Never
and
does. Yeah.
it was not something I wanted to do anymore in life. And I kind of just had the last straw with him when I forgot what it was. I think he just ignored me, turned off his location, stopped texting me, and went out. And then that's when I just had enough because why am I with someone when I don't really feel like I'm with that person at all?
So
So
you broke up with him.
it was a mutual breakup. I did call him angry. And he kind of said, fine, whatever, let's break up. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it. It's fine.
So first of all, I love the accountability. I really love how you put blame on you because, when people break up, it's usually almost always both people's faults, just
Yeah.
one more than other. And I really love the accountability, and it sounds like it got, it was bad in every way. And like not only was it emotionally and mentally draining, but it sounds like it got physical sometimes. So
Mhm.
how do you think, it sounded like you guys started off really strong back in
Yes.
high school?
We met in high school, but then started dating around like 2021, maybe 2022, something like that.
Okay.
But we just started off as friends. He lived in France before he came down here and like seen me for a bit again. Everything was really good. We didn't argue at first. We had like maybe a year or two where we were really happy. Um, but then I found out he cheated and that just
How
I
did you find out?
um that was when he came back from college. He went to Atlanta for college. He came back and I thought we were ready to move on to something serious,
Mhm.
more I don't know, just something serious. I went through his old phone 'cause I don't know why, I was just having this feeling.
He had an old phone and a new phone?
He had
Or
an old phone and a new phone, so I
uh,
looked through the old phone and I found out that he was, like, seen and, like, talking to multiple girls when he was in college. So, that didn't sit well with me at all. Even though if it was just flirting to me, that's still why would you flirt with someone when I'm not over here flirting with anyone?
so wait, did he physically cheat or was it just flirting?
As far as I could tell for that point, I think he was just flirting and then he did go study with the girl, so I'm not sure what happened there, but that's all I found out that day, but that
Uh,
was enough for me.
right, that's enough. And then you went back and said, you know what, let me do tit for tat, and then you physically cheated. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's interesting because like everyone reacts differently when their partner cheats, right? Some people want revenge, and some people break up immediately. What do you think you should have done, like looking back?
Honestly, looking back, I should have just left like I was planning to that night.
Hmm.
But that night I wasn't in my own home. I was in his mom's home.
Hmm.
He drove me. I don't drive, so in order to go home, he would have had to drive me. But at that point, he wasn't letting me leave the house until like I calmed down and he like could talk to me.
Yeah.
Um, but honestly, I would have just left if if I knew what was gonna happen later on. I would have just left from the beginning.
So that's how it started. It started with him flirting with other girls, probably through social media.
Yeah,
Yeah,
social
that
media and stuff
social
like that.
media is always how it's. I feel like social media is just like it's the biggest killer for relationships nowadays.
It
Um,
really is, yeah.
so yeah, I mean, how long ago was this that he was flirting with another girl? How long ago was that?
This was like in the beginning of a relationship. So this was probably
Oh, it
like
was in the very
4 years
beginning,
ago. Yeah.
and then just spiraled down from there.
Yeah, I feel like that's why I didn't take it so seriously either, because before we both got with each other, we both were very much like used to talking to different people and stuff like that. So when we got together, we were both just like, well, we'll see what happens. Whatever happens, happens, and it's fine.
Hmm.
So that's kind of how we led our relationship at first. So that's why I feel like it wasn't such a big problem for me back then, because I knew like, we were kind of not taking it as serious as we should have, but I guess that was our fault. But
So what was the reason why you weren't taking it as seriously as you should have?
I think back then I didn't really know my feelings for him. I didn't really know if I had romantic feelings for him or wanted to start that journey with him, or if I just wanted to keep him as a friend. It was very much on his side where he's very persistent. On my side, I didn't really know my feelings and I was just trying to
Yeah.
manage my life and like not really focus on a relationship at all.
So I'm sure that, there's a part of you that still misses him.
For sure. There's nights where it's hard,
Yeah.
since I was with him for so long, and before him, I was like always alone, like
Hmm.
dealing with like family issues and stuff
Hmm.
like that. So when I met him, it's like that was like the first time I got to experience life, and I feel like that's why it was so hard for me to let him go.
Yeah,
'Cause-
four years is a long time. And then like there's always this thing where like you kind of have to like find a whole new routine, right? Like when you're in a relationship, like they're part of your routine, whether it's a daily or weekly routine. And then like once you break up, now it's like you have to find a whole new routine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I felt like I was really dependent on him as well, like to get me to my work or take me grocery shopping or just to get around. And then
Mhm.
without him, I kind of had to learn how to manage all of that on my own. And yes, it was very overwhelming, but at the same time, like I feel much more better that I can go out myself and go do these things
Did
and
you live
not.
together?
We did live
Oh, you
together
did live
for
together.
quite a
Oh,
while, actually, maybe 3 years.
that makes it way harder because then
Yeah,
oh, I see you were depending
we
on each other.
yeah, we were depending on each other, and it just got to the point where it was not good at all.
Yeah. Definitely the right call to break up though, for sure. Because the thing is, once you lose trust, like it takes such a long time to build back, doesn't it?
It's so hard to get back, and just from my own experience, like with my family, like my grandmother, I lost her trust years ago, and
Your
I
grandma's
know.
trust?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's sad.
It is sad, and it was hard to get it back. I never got it back, and from that experience, that's why I would tell whoever tries to come like get her close with me or a relationship. I always tell them, be honest, don't lie, and yeah, 'cause gaining my trust back is gonna be really really hard, and you might not even be able to do it.
Do you want to
And
talk? Go ahead, go
how
ahead, go ahead.
that's what I told him too in the beginning as well. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
Sometimes men suck at listening.
yeah.
Do you want to talk about your grandma?
Sure. So I was adopted. The My grandma is not related by me by blood, but she did adopt me. She was my mom's doula. So that's
Mm,
kind of our relationship. Um, she adopted me, I want to say when I was mm, like 9, 10, maybe
hmm
something like there.
hmm
Um, Me and her has had always had like a tough relationship, I would say. She's very old school. Very much we couldn't go out, we couldn't do much stuff.
You had to stay home.
Yeah. I don't know. I felt like with her it was very controlling and she liked having that control over me. She would control what schools I go to. I would constantly move to schools and I wouldn't even know. She would just take me out of school one day and put me into another school just because she
Wow,
didn't like the friends I had.
really?
Um, any friends I would make, she didn't like that at all.
Wow.
So she
She
would
didn't
move
like
me.
when you made friends?
Yeah, it was very weird. She would often tell me that I couldn't have friends, that she was my friend, and I was like, oh
Really? Wow.
yeah.
How
So
do you
to this
understand that?
Um, I kind of just took it like, okay, that's fine. I mean, I'm constantly moving anyways. It got to a point where I stopped trying to reach out and make friends because what's the point if I'm gonna move anyways?
But how do you
Um,
understand why she was like that?
Honestly, I don't even know. I think that because it wasn't just only me, there was other children in this household, so I feel like we just all, I don't know, it just felt normal. It just felt like a routine at some point.
And she treated everybody like that?
She treated most of us like that. Me, my sister. Um, I don't know if she treated everyone like that, honestly. Maybe
Where
just
was
me and my sister.
where was Grandpa?
Grandpa was always working. He worked at Mystic Lake Casino. He was like a custodian or something like that.
Where are you, by the way?
I'm in Minneapolis,
Okay.
so yeah. But yeah, so we wouldn't see him at all. He would be gone from like 8 a.m. or something like that, and then he would come home at like, I don't know, like 2 a.m.
There's no way that him and her had a good relationship.
No.
No way.
Uh I'm not really sure about the relationship. They were very much grouchy to each other, but kind as well. Um,
Interesting.
there'd be, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not sure how the relationship really worked. I didn't really see them be all cuddly and lovey-dovey with each other. But maybe that's just because they just didn't want to show that in front of us.
Because
But
she sounds like a very cold woman.
yeah, she was. She is. Yeah, I got kicked out at 18 because it was like a family decision, and it was around Christmas time. I think it was like the day after Christmas, and they gave me like 3 months to move out.
And then, so then you moved in with your boyfriend.
Then I moved in with my who I call mom now, which is just my best friend's mom that I met. I met my best friend in I think 8th grade. Or no,
Thank
not
God for
8th grade.
her.
Yeah, I met her in no 12th grade. I think we were graduating or something, something like that. I can't forget.
Uh-huh.
Um, but yeah, I met them because when I was living with my grandma, so much had happened. I mean, we went to legal courts for some of the kids and stuff like that. So I was very much like in and out of that household a lot. I was getting kicked out constantly. So I would go between that friend's house and another friend's house. Um, so eventually I just moved in with my who I call now mom. So I moved in with her until yeah, I was like moving out in and out from her house and my boyfriend. and finding our home place, and then he would end up losing the place, so I would move back with my mom.
Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of how that happened until we
So
moved in.
So Jasmine, this shirt that I'm wearing right now, which I'm sure you've already noticed, I bought it pretty recently, and this is my first time wearing it on this podcast. And I
Mhm.
think that I chose the right time to wear it because it seems to me like your entire life you were kind of treated like you weren't enough.
Yeah. Back then I would say I had a lot of depression. I'm very happy that I've overcame that and I have new problems now. But back then I did feel alone and I felt like I wasn't enough at all. But
Yeah. I mean, do you, I don't know, like if, and let me know like if I'm crossing a line or if I'm like, making you feel uncomfortable, but like, do you know your real parents?
so I know my mom, because I was like 5 when I got taken away from her.
Uh,
And then my
oh, you were taken
dad,
away against her will.
yes, she lost custody of us. They had to go to
Gotcha.
court and everything.
Gotcha. And you said, what'd you say about your father?
My dad actually died when I was a baby.
Oh, I'm sorry to
It
hear that.
was like a hit and run, drunk driver or something like
Oh,
that.
wow. It's terrible.
Yeah, so I didn't know my dad. I actually don't even have pictures of him, so
So
I
you
don't have his
never.
name, no pictures, just that I had a dad at some point.
Uh-huh.
But
Man,
yeah.
you've had a really rough life, Jasmine.
Yeah, it's definitely yeah, it definitely hasn't been easy. Definitely a bunch of stuff has happened for sure. My life has been all over the place until recently.
Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna share my thoughts. I just want to ask a few more questions before I do.
Yeah.
So you said something about helping your sister get out of a toxic family. Do you want to talk about that?
Yes. So me and my younger sister prior to this haven't talked to each other in maybe 6 to 7 years.
Wow.
So if my sister's reaching out to me and it's been that long, something happened.
Uh-huh.
Um Basically before she turned 18, they had shipped her away to my other cousin in, I think it was Ohio, something like that, Iowa, something like that. I'm not
Against her will.
sure. Against her will.
Uh-huh.
They told her that she's gonna go help babysit. Um, and then I guess my sister had plans before she even left to eventually tell them that is moving out and gonna move with her boyfriend's family.
Mm-hmm.
Before she could even tell him, I guess they found out,
Mm-hmm.
and that caused chaos. Um, they were constantly threatening us, like my old family, was threatening me, my sister, and my cousin. Um, it got really bad to the point where they had enough over a guitar, I guess. My sister had a guitar, she wanted it. They told her it broke and that someone else in their family had it and had taken it to repair it. So when my sister reached out to all of them, they said it was a problem because A, she shouldn't be talking to any of them, and B, it's just a guitar. But the guitar was the last thing they played at my grandpa's funeral when he died
Wow.
a few months ago.
Uh-huh.
So that being said, they had completely throughout their deal, they had out the window that she would grab her stuff when she came back and grab her dog. They told her while she was in Iowa to tell her boyfriend to come get her stuff now. And after that, her boyfriend started receiving threats from them and saying that I don't know, for some reason they were saying, oh, if anyone harms because it would be who she calls mom and dad. I don't consider them mom and dad,
Okay.
but her mom and dad were basically threatening her boyfriend, saying, "Oh, if anyone harms, your mom or anyone harms us, we're gonna shoot you guys up. Like we're gonna like
Wow.
And it was only her boyfriend going, and
Wow.
they're 17. They're
Oh,
they're kids, and you're talking crazy like that, and they're well in their 40s, 50s, something like
wow.
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I've dealt with this when I was younger with them. Like I, since I was 13, had this grown woman who was 30, 20 something telling me that she's trying to beat me up every day. So I completely didn't take that as a joke. I didn't take that as, oh, they're just playing. I then told her boyfriend that I'm going with you because if they're already threatening you, then most likely something's going to happen. I got a police escort. I went down there. Basically, the police were no help. They told me that they
They're
couldn't
never
help
help.
me. They
They
told me
never
that
help.
they couldn't help me get in the house,
Mm,
that my sister had to do it, and that technically, since she hasn't been there for a month or so, or she's 18 now, because now she turned 18, they're like, that she'll have to go to like civil court or something in order to get her belongings inside the house.
mm,
So all I could collect were the stuff that they threw outside the house and trash bags, and it was all over the floor. I mean, all over the sidewalk, all over the driveway, everywhere. It was a mess. And then when I finally went home and examined the stuff, everything was broken.
mm,
Everything was broken. Everything was sharpied. Everything was cracked. Um, they kept all her expensive stuff, which they didn't even buy her. Her boyfriend bought her. So it was very heartbroken.
mm.
And obviously, I'm glad that I got to see it first before my sister did because I feel like it would have been overwhelming for her. And then when she came back, things just didn't get any better. My cousin actually had to take them to court and try to get a restraining order. Um, they actually fought the case because we said that my sister's mom should get checked because at this point it's crazy that she's still doing this to young kids. And at that point, then there's something that you should probably go and get looked at. And maybe you yourself are depressed and needs, I don't know. So she fought the case. The case ended up getting dismissed. Um, even though she's threatening us like multiple times over and over and over again.
So nothing happened.
No.
It's terrible.
Um, and then my sister graduated. She was an honor roll student. I
Wow.
mean,
Nice.
she got a scholarship to I think Oxford.
Oh, nice.
So she wanted them all to come and they basically said no. They're not gonna come. Um because she's greedy and that they're not going to give her her dog because she's greedy
Mm,
and that she doesn't deserve it. So I eventually had to text them saying, "Hey, if you don't give us your stuff, we are going to take you to court."
mm.
Eventually they ended up giving us her dog. Um, they ended up giving her her paperwork as well. Um, and after that, they kind of just left us alone.
Are you
So
the oldest sister?
I am. Yeah, it
It
would be
makes sense.
me and
So
then
you were
with my
helping defend
sister.
her. I see. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to be here for her because no one else was. I mean, she's adopted. We don't have any other family other than the family that
Mhm,
we were adopted into, and
mhm.
yeah, I guess I just never expected them to do this to her since they were always so nice to her, and it was always me who would like get this type of treatment. So it really did surprise me when she called me and was like, "Hey, this is what's going on,"
So
and
what
then
made them like all of a sudden do a 180 and treat her differently?
honestly, I think it's because the people like I wasn't there and my cousin isn't there, and that's mostly the people they put their anger towards or like their frustration or the blame. Like if anything happened in that family, and they'll be like, "Oh, it's because of this person. It's because this person's here. If this person wasn't here, we would all be fine. We'd be all happy." And obviously, me or my cousin isn't there, so
They had no one else to blame.
they had no one else to put the blame on. And they're definitely not gonna put the blame on themselves or their own bloodline. So
Which is
I think
where it
that's what it
belongs.
shows.
The I mean, what I'm hearing is a bunch of narcissists who take no accountability, which is so interesting because one of the first things I noticed about you is accountability, right? Like you take accountability. I know that was one of the first things I noticed, and you were raised by people who take none. So now I'm wondering, where did you get the ability to say it's my fault from?
Honestly, I'm not even sure. Probably just years of hearing people not take accountability. I'm just like, why wouldn't I? Obviously I know my right from wrong and I know when I'm wrong
Hmm.
and I'm not afraid to say when I'm wrong, you
Hmm.
know. I feel like that's very important to see where you went wrong and how you can grow.
Hmm.
Obviously I still have a lot of learning and growing to do,
Hmm. Sure.
but I'm very happy that I'm on the right path and that I didn't let their bad influences affect me and I took the only good parts from everyone I got to like, learn on my journey and experience. So definitely probably from that.
So what I hear when you speak is someone who broke a lot of cycles. Because I mean, it sounds to me like you are a very emotionally mature person. Like you learned from all your mistakes, and you really grew. And what I'm hearing is that you were just treated like trash your whole life. Is that an exaggeration?
No, I wouldn't say that's an exaggeration. I would say that's correct. I mean, I didn't start living life until I left that family. I'm gonna be so honest. I mean, before I met my best friend and my
Mhm.
mom, I had no one and I was alone, most likely just alone in my room every day. I mean, I wouldn't leave that room. I mean, the only person I felt like I really had was my dad, who wasn't here. And it's gonna be funny, but the moon, I was from my window, I could always see the moon. So the moon has always been there for me, for sure,
Mhm. I
when no
th
one else is.
that's a beautiful concept. Leah, let's talk about that much. So what does the moon mean to you?
Honestly, the moon gives me hope.
Mm.
The moon to me is just like a big shiny star that you can wish on. I
Mm.
mean, I couldn't see much stars from my window. All I could see was the moon. And I took that and I would like wish every night on the moon for things to be different until it was. So I feel like the moon has, I don't know, it's always gonna have a special place in my heart for sure.
Yeah, it's so interesting because sometimes when humanity fails us so much, we just end up looking up to another source, right? And that's what I hear.
Mhm.
What I hear is that humanity and certain people in your family kind of failed you so much that you ended up just going to something that's not even, an inanimate object, something that's not a human being. And
Yeah.
yeah, it just sounds like you've been through so much that you didn't deserve. And I'm wondering, like, do you have resentment towards those people who caused you pain?
Honestly, I did for the longest time.
Hmm.
I'm still learning forgiving and letting go, not for their sake, but for my sake.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, because holding on to that does bring a lot of anger
Yeah, yeah,
and a lot of pain.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, so definitely I'm learning to forgive everyone who's done me wrong. For the longest time I tried to like make sense of it all. And I think I just need to be okay with not making sense of it. Because obviously it's not gonna make sense to me. Um, but more focusing on letting it go just for me.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Yeah, so first of all, what I would say about forgiveness is it is a beautiful point to reach, but I would also say to not force it or rush it. A lot of people say forgiveness it brings us peace, and it does. It does bring us peace. And at the same time, I think that if you like force it or rush it, then that ends up not going so well. So what I
Yeah.
would say is, first of all, your anger is 1,000% justified. 1,000% justified because you've been through so much that wasn't your fault. And forgiveness
Mhm.
is a beautiful place. I also would say like as long as it takes is as long as it takes. It doesn't have to be rushed. It doesn't have to be
Right.
today or tomorrow. Even if it takes years, like it's not your fault. It's not your
Mhm.
fault. And what I hear is, would you consider yourself a victim?
Um, Yeah, I mean, in most cases, yes. I mean, I don't like saying it like that,
Mhm.
but yeah, if I have to put a word to it, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
Um,
interesting because a lot of people view that as like weak, and I'm wondering like you said I don't like saying it like that. So how do you view that word?
weak, I don't know. I just honestly, or not weak, um, the
You're allowed to
victim.
say weak if that's how
Yeah,
you feel. Yeah.
yeah.
Don't
Um,
try to like impress me.
victim, I don't know. I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with
No,
me.
no, I get it because like I said, some people view it as weak. But I think in my opinion, we are all victims to a certain extent. I mean, everyone has been through some sort of abuse, even if it was verbal abuse, which is can be even more damaging sometimes. And
Mhm.
I'm sure you're aware of that. Did they talk down to you a lot? Like, did they call you names?
They did a lot. They would bring up my mom and my mom's
Oh
past, and
wow, sound terrible.
I believe my mom was an escort. She
Okay.
had to make do. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I think she had 3 kids before she had my sister, because that was
Mhm.
towards the end when we kinda started getting taken away.
Mhm. Are
Which
you in
was all
touch with all
long.
of them?
No, I'm not. I haven't been in touch with my older brothers, um, since I left them, so since I was 5.
So
Um,
is it a conscious decision not to be in touch with them or?
uh, yes and no. Growing up, I did have, like, visitation rights with my mom, and then she kinda got those, like, revoked because, she actually, like, low key, like, hurt me on one of her visits,
Oh, okay.
because I was left alone with her for, like, a few seconds, which I was not supposed to be alone with her at all. Um,
He
so,
physically hurt you?
yeah, she blamed me for everyone getting taken away
Hmm.
because it was kind of my fault
In
that
your eyes it was your fault, or in her eyes it was your fault?
I think in everyone's eyes it was my fault.
Even in your eyes?
I've eh, a little bit before, um, but at the
What about
same
now?
time, I don't think it was my fault.
I don't think it was your fault either.
I think I did the right thing.
Yeah.
Obviously I spoke to an adult about what happened to me in that house, and
Mhm.
it was their choice to go to the police. I had
Mhm.
nothing to do with that. I was 5 years old, just telling a story on what
Yeah.
happened to me.
Yeah.
So how
Five
I see it is, I don't know, I saved my sister from that hellhole.
No,
Um,
I want to be very, very clear. It wasn't your fault. I want to be very clear about that. You were 5 years old. I mean, that's a very, very mature thing for a 5-year-old to do, and that's something a 5-year-old should never have to do. Five
no,
is like a baby. A
yeah,
5-year-old should never have to go through that.
what's crazy is I still remember like certain things from when I was 5. So it like never went away. But yeah, I definitely don't see it as my fault anymore. Back then I did a lot because just everyone was telling me that it was my fault.
Hmm.
Um, Obviously she was angry. She ended up grabbing my wrist and like, I don't know, um just hurting me until my grandmother came back from like changing my sister's diaper. And at that point I had already ran to the living room and I was already crying. So
Hmm.
after that they didn't let her visit me no more. And then I don't know, just my grandma just never really stayed in touch with her. She was always like, "Well, she has my number. She knows where you're at. She'll come." And then, yeah, from that, I don't know. I guess I just lost contact with my brothers, or I didn't know where they were. I would just hear what my grandmother would hear,
Hmm.
but obviously, I wouldn't like fully believe it because you never
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
She would just come home one day and be like, "Oh, someone so and so said they seen your brother here and here, or they're doing this and this." But
So Jasmine, what I'm hearing is someone who had to grow up really fast. Like when you were 5, what you're supposed to be doing at 5 is playing with blocks and going down the slide, and you're like talking to police and talking to, grown adults, and it's crazy how fast you had to grow up. Like, it kind of feels like you were somewhat robbed of your childhood, somewhat.
definitely 100%. I mean, once my sister was born, I was the one taking care of her. I know I was 5. My
At
mom
5
would
years old, you
not.
were taking care
At
of her.
5 years old, I was taking care of an infant, a
What did
baby.
that look like? Were you feeding her? What did that look like?
I would feed her. I would change her. I would literally take care of her. My mom wouldn't be home. My older brothers didn't care to take care of us, even though they were younger. I feel like they had more of a childhood than I did. They put that first
Mm-hmm.
before us. Um, at one point, I mean, she started, I think she was like, I don't remember how months old she was. I think maybe 3 months, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Obviously, I was young, so I didn't know if she still needed a bottle or what. I guess I tried cooking meals for her and for me because she was crying and she was hungry and I didn't know what to do. And I actually ended up burning down or burning some of like the apartment building that we were in because I was trying to feed her and I was trying to feed myself.
With a toaster or something?
No, the stove. Like
Oh.
I was actually trying to cook for her and me.
At how old?
I don't know, maybe I was 4, 5,
4 years
maybe.
old, you on a stove? Really?
Yeah, I
Oh
mean, it
my
was just me
gosh.
and her, and I guess 4-year-old me knew we had to eat. It's about that time, and no one's gonna feed us.
What were you making?
So
Macaroni and cheese?
probably, I'm not really sure. No one ever told me what they found.
So that
Gizmo?
is that a dog?
Yeah, it's my dog Gizmo.
What kind of dog?
He's a miniature schnauzer.
Oh, cute. Can you
Yeah.
show me? Can you show me him?
He's kind of by the door right now. I don't think he's gonna leave the
How
door.
how large are they?
Um, he's not that big. He's like sits in
Are
your
they
lap.
small? Because I don't even know the breed to be honest.
No, yeah.
So,
Mhm.
but hold on, back to the stove really quick because
Yeah.
you kind of intrigued me. So, like, what did the fire catch? Like, did it catch a napkin or something? What happened?
It probably did or something. I'm not 100% sure. That's like basically all I was told. Like growing up, I don't remember the fire.
Oh, you were told it. You don't remember it. Okay.
Yeah, I was told by I guess the firefighter and like I don't know who it was
Mhm.
who got the story out of me, and then that's what I was told later on from my grandmother.
I should have asked you this from the beginning. Do you go by Jazz or do you hate Jazz?
No, I prefer jazz.
You prefer Jazz? Okay,
Yeah, I feel like Jasmine's a little like
proper.
yeah.
I don't know why like Jasmine from Aladdin is the first Jasmine I think of. I think because that's the first Jasmine I knew. But I
That's
also
actually what I did, because I chose my name
oh really?
when I got adopted. Yeah, and I chose Jasmine because I love I love Jasmine growing up.
Aladdin's like probably my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
I'm 36 years old and I'm still listening to A Whole New World like in my car.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And like when I do karaoke, like that's my go-to. If there's a girl, like that's my go-to song. I love A Whole New World. How many times have you listened to that song? A million?
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah.
You memorize every word?
Some of it. It's been a while.
If I'm ever in Minneapolis, we'll go to karaoke and we'll sing A Whole New World.
For sure.
So what was I gonna say? What were we talking? I lost track. You were talking about after the stove, what were we talking about? Uh, do you remember?
We were just talking about how I heard the story from like a police officer and my grandmother.
At like 5 years old. So
Yeah.
Jazz, let me ask you a question. How would you feel if I told you that I'm proud of you?
Um, how low key cry.
I
That would
mean,
actually make me feel good.
yeah, I mean it's so interesting because I hear like a 5-year-old who had to grow up really fast, who was emotionally and physically abused by so many narcissists, and who just had a life that she didn't deserve at all, starting at the age of 1, and it's screwed in so many different ways, robbed of a childhood. And here you are, like, you survived. What I see as a survivor when I look at you. I see someone who survived so much trauma, and who still has love in her heart after all she's been through. And I feel like I don't know what else to say besides I'm proud of you. That's all I can think of.
Thank you. Yeah, no, that does mean a lot coming from someone else. I mean, I try to tell myself I'm doing good and, you know, I should be
I
proud, but
mean, I mean,
sometimes I forget.
you were given a really shitty hand, right? At
Yeah.
first, like you were given a really shitty hand, and I personally don't believe it has anything to do with like what you deserve. Like, I think some people are just given shitty hands. I
Yeah.
don't want to bring like karma. Like, how some people say like, oh, it's what, the universe gives us what we deserve. I don't believe that. I think some people are just given shitty hands at birth. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but
And
I'm glad I knew what to do with it and I'm glad I didn't let it overtake the person that I am today.
yeah, I don't see how you could have played that hand better. I mean, you're
So,
not in jail, like you're
right?
alive, you're strong, like you're healthy, you're pretty, like you have a job,
Yeah.
you're doing well. I know so many people, like, who just who had messed up, rough childhoods. I know a lot of people, and they, maybe they're like addicted to drugs, or you didn't mention alcohol before, and that's a tough addiction to get over. Would you say you're addicted to it?
No, not at all. I don't drink at all. Um, I'm very lightweight, I would say. I don't like the taste of it. The only time I do notice when I do actually like drink is
Mhm.
like when I'm upset. And obviously now I'm like, okay, I'm trying to control it a little bit more. Because obviously I don't want to get addicted to it. I don't want to
Mhm.
be a drunk. I would
Mhm.
be a sloppy drunk. That would not be cute. So I'm definitely managing it. I'm definitely trying to stay strong. I might give in here and there, but I definitely just don't want to go down that path of being a drunk. I see
Yeah.
what that does to people, and I feel like alcohol brings the worst out of people, and I don't need that.
I'm willing to bet that growing up you saw a lot of alcohol in the house.
Yeah, a lot of alcohol, a lot of fighting, a lot of
And
arguing.
it's crazy. I was just talking with my friend yesterday about how many problems start with alcohol. There's so many, like, a lot of domestic violence, even like murder, like rape, like so many problems start with alcohol. And I'm not saying that the people are innocent either, but it's just crazy, like, how much worse it makes everything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, it definitely does bring out the worst in people.
Do
Like,
you have a strong group of friends right now?
no, not really. I'm building it up though, slowly and slowly. I did have like my old childhood best friend, like from eighth grade. Recently hit me up, so we've been hanging out a lot recently, and that actually makes me feel really, really good, and makes me feel like I do want to get out there and make way more friends than what I have. Just because, like you said, I feel like I've just been surviving this whole time.
Mhm.
I haven't actually been taking time and enjoying life.
Yeah.
I'm always just stuck on survival mode.
Yeah.
I feel like I've never actually got to relax at all. I mean, even now I'm still in survival mode. I'm still trying to survive and, pay my rent, take care of my dogs, and take care of myself as well. So, um, definitely have a small friend group, but I'm getting there for sure.
Yeah, it's so hard to enjoy life when you're on survival mode, and it's like it sucks because, like, inflation gets worse every year, right? Which makes it
Yeah.
harder to pay the rent. And it's like, what I hear is someone who is, number one, not only did you have a really rough past, you're juggling a lot right now between like rent, and you live by yourself.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, with my
you're
dogs.
paying all the bills by yourself, plus your dogs, and then on top of all that, I'm hearing that you don't really have too strong of a support system. Like, between your family and friends, like, you don't really have like uh much to fall back on. Like, you're just on the. It sounds, what I'm imagining is like someone who's like kind of on a tightrope that cannot fall off.
Yeah. And then I feel like I do kind of have a support system now. I mean, my mom, my family there, they're always here for me and they always support me and they've shown nothing but love for me. I think it's just hard for me to like reach out and like be more present with them just because of my past with like family. Um, so I definitely do want to work on that more as well because I definitely do have a bit of more support now. I just need to be willing to like take it and like be open.
Do you have a
Yeah.
therapist?
I did have a therapist, but life kind of just threw a lot at me all at once, and I kind of, because I was like in a little program, so I kind of got kicked out of it, or like so I have to like re-enlist and like find a new therapist or figure that out as well, because yeah, kind
Did
of
your previous therapist help a lot or not really?
um they did for the most part. I mean, I feel like just talking about it helps a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
Just getting it out there. Because I feel like if I don't, I am that type of person who will like bottle it up until it does bug me.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then however that comes out can like show in like many different ways.
Is this your first
So
podcast?
this is my first podcast. I've never done anything like this before.
How are you feeling right now? How are you feeling about it?
Um, I'm definitely fine. I was nervous at first, but
Everyone's nervous at first.
yeah, but it's definitely, I mean, very fun, very interesting. I've never done this before. I kind of did just want to, like this year, I kind of wanted to push myself out of my comfort zone more, and do more things. So this is definitely like helping me get out there a little bit more too.
I'm glad. You know, it's so interesting because it's always like the same process, which is people are really, really nervous at first, and then at the end, like they're really, really happy that they did it. And
Yeah.
you know, it's so interesting because there are a lot of people who like the morning of the podcast,
Mhm.
they make something up. I'm sorry, I can't. I got this, I got that, and I'm really happy you didn't do it. And you know, that's another thing. Like I'm noticing someone who steps outside of your comfort zone, which is, you know, really, really important for growth. And I'm just noticing a lot of like, you know, a lot of emotional maturity. You know, like the first thing I noticed was accountability, and now I'm noticing you force yourself to step outside of your comfort zone. And these are all things that someone who was given a shitty hand has to do in order to build their life back up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
because you know what I see someone is someone who is trying to build their life from the ground up, and you know you had so many obstacles in your way, and what I'm also noticing is that nothing's stopping you, like nothing and no one is stopping you from getting to where you want to be.
Oh, definitely. I'm definitely a fighter. I definitely, there's people who sink and there's people who swim.
Hmm.
The person, my ex, he definitely was a sinker and I was a swimmer. Um, so I'm definitely glad that's done because I can finally now do what I needed to do in order to like, get myself where I want to be. I'm definitely always gonna fight for what I want. I'm definitely never gonna give up. That's just not in the cards for me at all.
Yeah.
Even if I wanted to, I couldn't. I could never give up. I feel like I've just come so far and I've been in so many situations where I'm like, okay, I'm never gonna get out of this. But I always do. I always do and I'm always fine. And honestly, that just keeps me going. Um,
Yeah, I mean, when you're forced to cook at 5 years old, what's gonna happen is you're gonna become a fighter and you're gonna become a survivor and a swimmer. And you know, I'm noticing that I just noticed this strong persistency and this strong will in you, like nothing stop you. And I'm wondering where do you want to be? What does that look like? Tell me what like your dream life looks like.
Honestly, having a stable home would be number one.
Mhm.
I feel like I've never really have a stable home. I'm always moving, I'm always jumping,
Yeah.
I'm always worried. So definitely having a stable home, having steady income, being happy, learning to enjoy life a bit more. Um, career wise, I'm hoping I take one of my hobbies seriously and can pick one because I definitely do have many gifts and many things I can do. It's just actually doing them and actually having the courage to actually do that. So I feel like that's where my ideal, like where I would want to be.
That's awesome that you have many gifts. What gifts are those? What are your talents?
Say I'm very talented in like art, anything having to do with that, whether it's
Mhm.
sewing, art itself, like drawing, painting.
Mhm.
Um, I definitely I try to learn piano a bit, so
Nice.
I do love that. Um, I did like want to learn how to like blow glass and like maybe like start my own tobacco line because I feel like that would be really fun and really cool and you could really go far with that. And
Interesting.
eventually like maybe open up like a hookah lounge or something like
Oh,
that.
nice. Yeah, that's a great goal.
If not, cosmetology would be amazing as well because I love doing makeup.
Yeah.
I wanted to learn how to do permanent makeup as well. Um,
Permanent makeup?
yeah, so that's like tattooing like
Oh,
eyebrows, like the like different stuff like that, your lips and stuff like that. 'Cause you can
right,
make
right,
really
right.
good money off of that as well.
Interesting.
And then that led to like wanting to be a tattoo artist and like picking up a tattoo gun and learning. So I've been learning that as well. So
Interesting. It sounds like
it's
you're into a
really
lot
just
of
picking
things.
one. Yeah, definitely.
I did notice a tattoo on your hand before. I noticed it.
Yeah, there's a few. Yeah, there's this like rose. It's a little faded because it's like
Nice.
a stick and poke. So it's
Like
just
this
a
rose.
needle and ink. Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I don't have any tattoos, but I've been thinking recently about getting "You Are Enough" like on my
Mhm.
forearm. So maybe like if you ever become a tattoo artist, maybe I can go to you for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, as far as
Definitely.
like, you mentioned like you have a lot of hobbies. I just want you to know, I didn't know I wanted to be a therapist until I was 35. And so, and you look like you're in your 20s, so you have a lot of time before like you ever even match me because I feel a lot of people nowadays feel behind. A lot of people like especially a lot of young people in the 20s
Yeah.
like they really worry about their future and like they don't know what they want to do. And like I'm proof, like I didn't know until I was 35 and I was working. I had multiple jobs. I was a school
Mhm.
safety officer, I was reselling sneakers, I was an Uber driver, I was a realtor, so I had many jobs. As long as you're working and staying busy, that's what matters. You don't have to know what you want to do when you're 20, and if you do,
Yeah.
you're really really lucky, I think. But some people figure it out later, like me, and some people never figure it out. But I have faith that
Mhm.
you will figure it out. I saw your dogs before in the background, by the way.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. You have two, right?
Yeah, I have my sister's dog and my dog.
Are
So this is
they?
my
Oh, cute.
sister's.
So wait, is that the one you were talking about before?
Yeah, this is the one that we were fighting to get a hold of, and they
Say
finally gave it to us.
say the breed again.
This one is a Chihuahua mixed with Pomeranian or something like that.
I could see
And
the
then,
Chihuahua. I could see that.
yeah. And then my other one is a miniature Schnauzer.
Oh, that's the one that you were talking about, miniature schnauzer. Which one is larger? The
The miniature Schnauzer is a little bit larger than this one.
But you like small dogs.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I prefer bunnies more, but I think,
Bunnies?
yeah, I
So
had bunnies at one point,
I had
and
a
it
bunny
was
when I
so
was
much fun.
I had a bunny when so I have a story actually. So I had a bunny when I was a kid and we had a cocker spaniel when I was a kid. And one day we came home from church. I
Mhm.
swear to God, this is a true story. And we go to the backyard and we see the cocker spaniel dragging the bunny. The bunny was dead.
Oh,
So I guess like she had a heart attack or I mean she wasn't eating or anything, but I guess like he
no.
attacked her. Maybe he was just playing and like we just saw him the Cocker Spaniel dragging him, so I don't know. My dad was really upset and then yeah, it was quite traumatizing.
Yeah, I would be upset too. That would traumatize me a little bit.
Yeah, and because we weren't expecting that. We they used to play a lot, so my dad would say, "Oh, they're just playing," and then I guess this they weren't playing.
No, no,
So
yeah.
Jess, I kind of ran out of questions. Was there anything else you wanted to say or add?
Um, Not really. I mean, maybe I'll just leave you would like a few more words. I mean, some words that were told to me when I was younger.
Yeah.
One, you gotta feel comfortable being uncomfortable.
Mm,
That's gonna help you a lot in life.
good one.
Two, what was the second one? You never know what anyone's going through.
Yeah.
Um, so be kind because that can really go far, for sure.
Yeah, there's a few different quotes that this podcast reminded me of. One is when one door closes, the other another opens up. I'm sure that that's happened many times in your life. You just never know, like, what's gonna happen, or so for example, I'll give you an example. So I was an Uber driver, and
Mm.
I reached like the maximum amount of speeding tickets. So,
No.
and like, because they report that to the DMV, and then DMV reports that to Uber. So I got banned from Uber.
Mm.
And I was really, really sad. I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, this is my main source of income. What the hell am I gonna do? And then I ended up going on Indeed.com and applying for Spectrum. And now I work for Spectrum, and it's so much better, more money, like I can relax more, it's less tiring.
Oh,
So you
yeah.
point is, you never know. Like when one door opens and when one door closes, another one opens up, and you never know like what it's gonna be. Also,
Mm.
I just wanted to leave you with number one, I'm really, really proud of you. Number
Thank you.
two, I'm not a licensed therapist yet, so you can always come to me for like free advice. I'm not charging anything. Just if you ever need someone to talk to, you can always reach out to my Instagram, and we can have a free conversation. I definitely want to have a part two, maybe like a year from now or something like that, to see how you're doing. So,
Yeah.
I had a great time with part one, and I'll see you sometime for a part two.
That sounds amazing then. I'll see you for a
All
part
right,
two.
Jazz. Take care.